guys!
We are back on BuzzChomp.
Make sure you're subscribed.
Thank you. Oh yeah.
Westworld reaction.
Westworld Episode 5 was totally confusing because it was all about Arnold's game. Arnold is the original creator. Technically, there's him and Dr. Ford, but he came first. He committed suicide, nearly destroyed the park. Apparently the Man in Black saved the park. But this was about Arnold's game. I'm going to come at it from several angles, starting with the Man in Black. Our Man in Black wants to get to the center of the maze. Now, he's getting pretty close. He's got Teddy on his side. Man in Black killed his buddy, who was dragging around by the noose, who we knew was the baddest outlaw in the land, but then he also shows up 5 minutes later, back in his original post, as the head of the City of Outlaws. A little freaking confusing. Regardless, our Man in Black is getting closer because Dr. Ford pays him a visit. And anytime Dr. Ford intervenes, we know someone's tampering where he doesn't want them to, because he is trying to control complete control over this game, over Westworld. I think Dr. Ford really wants to destroy Arnold once and for all. Our Man in Black is trying to get to the center of Arnold's maze. Dr. Ford enabling and stopping to stop Arnold. The second person who Dr. Ford visits, all in an attempt to foil Arnold, is Delores. Delores is awakening herself. She's thinking freely. She's living outside of her storyline after 30 years stuck in it. And she's hearing voices in her head. She's lying to Dr. Ford. She's talking to Arnold, or to her subconscious, who probably is Arnold. She was the last person to see Arnold alive. Only she knows the truth of his death and how the Man in Black intervened, helped, was a participant. I don't think Dr. Ford quite suspects Delores, yet he knows that she's smarter than she's letting on. But does he really believe that she is becoming sentient and like she's a partner with Arnold? And so that makes them strict enemies. He didn't quite say it because she said, "Are we friends?" And he said, "No, I wouldn't call it that." I'm not sure if he sees her as an enemy, but I think he sees her as the last traces of Arnold, who was his stolen enemy. Arnold's game is weaving an intricate web. None more so than when Bernard and his fellow behavioralists discovered a satellite antenna embedded inside a host, because this host was pinging spots, setting a target for something in the world, and someone was smuggling in and out a satellite receiver in the man, questioning whether this is Arnold's game or if it's the corporation's game, and then Arnold is trying to foil it. Because we know Arnold's in the head of all the hosts, so maybe he's trying to foil the corporation's game by taking control and driving insane, a la Suicide, the hosts which are smuggling these satellite receivers. So Arnold's game is leading the Man in Black towards the center of his maze, is helping Delores destroy Westworld, but she's not going to do that. She really wants to set herself free. And Dr. Ford is trying to stop everyone in every path. The one person who is the X factor, the wild card, is Maeve. This host is trying to set herself free, kind of already has. At the end of the episode, she sits up, she catches a little birdie on her hand, and honestly, she's talking, I believe she called him Felix, to one of the sewing up doctors in the labs. She's figured out that there are two worlds, that she's been living in a fake world inside the real world. Is she hearing Arnold's voice? Is Arnold driving her like he's driving Delores? Or is she the true wild card? Is she going to go side with Dr. Ford, side with the Man in Black, side with Delores, or is she her own side now? There are way too many sides. I've kind of lost track. But all of this is Arnold's game. Arnold's game is freaking confusing, and the entire show is being presented to us a la a person first entering Westworld, because we first entered it. And then you learn a little bit more, and then you drive down a rabbit hole and it ends you on the outskirts, and maybe you get killed and have to start over from the beginning. Arnold. You're not going to win, because Delores is good at heart. She's not going to destroy her own world. And Maeve's there, and the Man in Black are there, and Dr. Ford's there. Arnold is going to have to deal with Bernard as well. This is major conflict. I don't think Arnold's dead anymore. How could he possibly be dead? There's way too much going on with him and his story and his master plan. I think he's alive somewhere in Westworld, perhaps at the center of this maze. Comment below. Are you too confused? What is your major question? Who do you think is the true good hero in this game? Because everyone that was good is becoming bad and vice versa. Can't wait for another episode of Westworld.
Westworld Reaction.
Tune back in
More from Mandy and Dan.
on BuzzChomp.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah, thank you.